this video, we're going to take a look at a particular application problem of a quadratic equation. In this case, we're talking about a football being kicked, and we have an equation that models the height of the football, that's the height, at a given x. Instead of time, which we often see, the height is given in terms of the ball's horizontal distance from the point of impact. So that's going to be our input. So the first question we're looking at is, what is the maximum height of the punt, and how far from the point of impact does this occur? Now, if we think about this situation, the ball goes up, the ball comes down, and we know just because of the equation, because of the fact that we have a negative leading coefficient, a negative a in this case, that our parabola opens down, and the max height happens at that special point right there, which we call the vertex. So I need to find the vertex. That's really what A is asking me for. Find me the vertex. Now that we've translated that, I have to figure out how. If this was in vertex form, it would be a very easy process. However, no such luck. Instead of vertex form, I am in ax squared plus bx plus c form. But I do know that for a parabola, the line of symmetry always happens when the x-coordinate is negative b over 2a. Woohoo! So that's a good thing. And I can find that from this equation. So my negative b is negative 1.18, and then I take 2 times my a, which is negative 0.01, and I use my handy dandy calculator, and I get the answer of 59. Now just to check in for a minute, they was asking for two different things: the max height of the punt, how far from the kicker that happens. And so the 59 here is the x, which is the horizontal distance again. So the 59 feet to the right of the kicker is where it will hit the highest spot. And how high it gets, to find that, I'm going to put my 59 in for x and find my y. And again, if you use your calculator, you can do that, and you would get an answer of 36.81. So it'll be 36.81 approximately feet high at its highest point. Now we are making a big assumption here that the kick is not blocked, because there's that defender 6 feet away trying to block it. So I want to know, how high will that defender have to reach to block the punt? So again, I have to think about, what am I given and what am I trying to find? The 6 right here is the x coordinate, and how high he has to reach is the y. So I'm trying to find the y, so I'm going to take my negative 0.01 and I'm going to put my 6 in to my equation, and I'm going to have my 1.18 times 6. And it turns out, if you calculate that the defender would have to reach 8.72 feet high. Maybe likely, maybe not likely, not sure. Depends on how tall they are, how high they can jump. So it depends on a lot of things. Let's assume that it's a very short defender without much ability to jump. And if that's true, they will not block the kick, and it will continue downfield. We want to know in part C, how far downfield will it go before we're hitting the ground? So again, you have to think about, what are they asking me to find? Are they asking me to find the x or the y? The thing that I know here is hitting the ground. I know hitting the ground is a height of 0. So I'm really solving this equation of negative 0.01 x squared plus 1.18x plus 2 equaling 0. Now I could try to factor that. That's usually what I do with quadratics. I look at it and I say, can I factor this? Because for me, that's my preferred method. But given those decimals, I don't know if I'm going to have much luck. And I think it's easier just to go right to the quadratic formula, which hopefully you all remember. Maybe you remember the song, x equals negative b plus the minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And again, thank goodness that we are live in a day and age where we have handy dandy calculators, because that calculator can help me get two answers. One answer, when I do the subtracting, I think is negative 1.17. That answer does not make, or negative 1.7, does not make sense, because that is to the left. That would be assuming before the kick. And then the other answer is 119.7 feet away, so feet downfield. If nobody blocked it, that's where it would hit the ground, assuming we have a nice level field. So anyway, there's a word problem, application problem involving a parabola.